Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the 2023 Twin Cities Film Fest Red Carpet. I'm Tiffany Norton, your host, and it's my pleasure to talk to our director, Stephen Nye. Your project, Losing Grip, is being screened today at the Twin Cities Film Fest, but there's a local connection. You're a local guy. You're from Plymouth.
That's right. So I actually trained with Shane Wiskus, the main subject of the film.
Okay, so this film, and I don't want to give too much away, right? But the film is about gymnastics. And you were a gymnast yourself. You guys were chums, right? Training, or were you kind of competitive back then?
So he was like a year older than me, so I always kind of looked up to him. And most of the guys training in the gym, he was basically the best in Minnesota at the time. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then you shared with me. Then you got too tall.
So in high school, I got too tall for gymnastics. Good gymnasts are very short. So then I kind of switched over into filmmaking.
But you kept up the relationship, and you kept watching his career.
That's right. So it was probably about 2018 was about the time where I realized that I should probably make a documentary on him because I had some footage going a few years prior. And Shane went to the University of Minnesota, so while I was still here, I had access to film with him.
And then, okay, so this was just kind of something you guys were doing. You didn't really know what was going to come of this, right? You're just keeping this relationship up, and then bam, you guys got thrown a left.
So yes, so when COVID happened, it kind of delayed everything, pushed the Olympics off for a year, and that was a little bit of a disappointment. But then after that, the University of Minnesota cut their men's gymnastics program, which is where Shane was training, and that was 10 months before he ultimately went to the Olympics.
Yeah, nothing like 10 months before you're going to the Olympics to represent your country on the world's biggest stage. And you're like, oh, sorry, guys, no funding. I remember when that story happened, and there was a lot of controversy around it because men's gymnastics is one of the few sports that really, that the women's actually gets more notoriety. What can you say about that?
That's true. That's true. So the university cut men's gymnastics, tennis, and also outdoor track and field. And so the documentary goes into this a little bit. They pretty publicly cut those men's spots. They also cut several women's roster spots for a few programs, which they very quietly did. So there's a little bit of controversy there.
Okay, and we don't want to get too in depth on that because that's not really the whole story, but it was a pivot, obviously. So it seems very hopeful. I know that there's a positive ending to this. I don't want to give it away for everybody who's standing around who hasn't seen the whole film yet. What did you learn from this project as a filmmaker, but also as a participant, working through all the challenges of COVID, right?
That's right. So this is my first feature documentary, and I learned a lot just in the actual production of it. So from the first few years when I was filming him to especially what I know now, like the actual quality of the film is much better. I have a better understanding of how to shape the story. So that's definitely kind of my growth is in the film as well as Shane's growth.
I love that. Fantastic. Okay, so well, I'm a gymnastics enthusiast, so I love that that's a sport that's highlighted. And there needs to be more. I'm only aware of one movie about men's gymnastics. What was it again? National Anthem, I believe, with Mitch Gaylord.
That's correct.
I'm pretending like I don't exactly know. I totally know. All right, now here's the fun. Okay, you get to answer a fun question too, okay? Because you are a filmmaker. This could happen. What would you say if someone approached you and said, I would like to make a movie about you, okay? Who would you want to play you? Who gets the lead, Stephen?
Ryan Gosling.
Okay, there we go. That's the answer. Although I actually have beef with Ryan Gosling for something else, but it's a Mint Mobile thing. He's an amazing actor. Okay. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by our red carpet at the Twin Cities Film Fest. Check out Stephen's new project, Losing Grip, and that is filming today, screening today at the Twin Cities Film Fest. I'm Tiffany Norton from the red carpet.